Okay, let's get started with some complex numbers. So what we're going to do in this lesson is going to be broken up into 3 different parts. Is just talk about complex numbers and how we can use them and what they actually are for. So one of the things I often get asked is if the numbers are complex or imaginary, why would I ever need to know what they're for? So I just kind of have a couple of things here where I found some instances where you'd actually use complex or imaginary numbers, and one of them being, if you were in like encoding audio or visual signals, MP3, digital photos, YouTube, Blu-rays, all that kind of stuff. And then another place would be like circuit analysis. A lot of it comes from electrical engineering or some type of an engineering field is where you'll use complex numbers the most. So depending on what you plan to do with your life, you may use complex numbers or imaginary numbers. You may not, but those are some places that you might actually see it. Okay, so let's actually talk about what a complex or imaginary number is. Basically, when we have been taking the square root of things and we had a negative under the square root, we basically said that that answer does not exist. So what mathematicians have found is that they had to find a way to define and solve when there was a negative under the square root. So they defined in an imaginary unit I to help simplify with negative square roots and things like that. So by definition, important thing to remember is that the square root of -1 is equal to I, and that I squared equals -1. So some things that we're going to do with these, with imaginary numbers, is we're just going to add and subtract. So the first thing here is if we're going to add, basically all it is just combining like terms. So if we are going to combine like terms, our real terms would be like terms, and our imaginary terms would be like terms. So let me erase there so we can see that that's a 7i. If I put my real terms together, 4 plus 1 is 5. And then 7i minus 6i is 1i. So all we did, and then imaginary terms and real numbers are not friends, so they do not combine. And then we could also subtract, which basically means don't forget to distribute the negative to everything that comes after it. So if we are going to distribute this negative here, we would have 1 plus 2i. And then we are going to subtract minus 4, and we are also going to subtract that 2i. So we are going to distribute that negative to both of them. And then we are just going to combine like terms. So we would have a positive 1 here and a negative 4 here. And then we would have our other like terms, which is the 2i and negative 2i. And then we can combine and get 1 minus 4 is -3, and 2i minus 2i is 0, so we're just at -3. Okay, this is just another example of subtraction here. Okay, so we have 3i. Again, we are distributing that negative to everything. So what minus a -2 would be plus 2. And then minus 3i. And again, what's going to happen here is our i's are going to cancel, and we are just left with 2. Here is a slightly, just a little more involved one here to make sure we remember how to subtract. So we are basically just distributing that negative to what's inside the parentheses only. So we're going to have 5 plus 8i minus 3i when we just distribute the first, and then minus a minus is plus 2. And then that minus 1 stays the same on the outside of those parentheses because the negative is only going to what's inside of the parentheses. And then our like terms, we're going to have a 5 and a 2 and a -1 that we can put together. And then we have an 8i and a -3i. And when you go put these answers in, our standard form is that we would put our reals first. So we're going to have 5 plus 2 minus 1 is 6. 8i minus 3i is 5i. Again, if there's ever a mixture of real and imaginary, we are always going to put real and then imaginary. Okay, something else that we can do with complex or imaginary numbers is that we can multiply them. We will also divide them, but not today. So we can multiply complex numbers. So, but don't forget, by definition, I squared equals -1. I meant to highlight that. I squared equals -1. So when we go to multiply, anytime we see an I squared, we can just take it out and replace it with a -1. So on our first one, this is just basic algebra. We're just going to distribute 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. 4 times 3i is 12i. There is no I squared here, so we're just going to leave it as, and then again, as negative 8 plus 12i, but we are going to do real plus imaginary. Okay, so if we move on to some multiplication here a little bit more, we are going to multiply 3 plus 2i times 3 minus 2i. And of course, if we want to do that with the box method, we can do it that way. So I'm going to put my box over here. And I'm going to have 3 plus 2i across the top, 3 minus 2i on the bottom, and then we're just going to multiply like we have before. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2i is 6i. 3 times negative 2i is negative 6i. And negative 2i times positive 2i is negative 4i squared. We need to remember that when we're looking at this, I squared is negative 1, so we're going to have negative 4 times negative 1. So this is just going to equal positive 4. And essentially when you're multiplying by I squared, all that it really does is switch the sign from negative to positive or positive to negative. If we combine our like terms, we have i's here, negative 6i and positive 6i. Those are going to be canceling. And then we have 9 and positive 4. So our answer is just going to be 13. Okay, so let's take a look at another one here. This one is 4 minus 3i squared. We do not just try to distribute that. That's a no. We definitely do not just try to distribute a exponent inside of our parentheses. If we are taking 4 minus 3i and squaring it, that means we're going to have to box it out. Okay, so we would have 4 minus 3i across the top, and we would also have 4 minus 3i here on the side. And then we just multiply it. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times negative 3i is negative 12i. 4 times negative 3i is negative 12i. And then negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. I times I is I squared. Remembering that I squared is negative 1, which is going to make that negative 9. So when we combine our like terms, we have 16 minus 9, which is going to be 7. And then we also have negative 12 and negative 12. Let me highlight those. Which is going to be negative 24i. So we are going to have 7 minus 24i. Again, real first, imaginary second. And then just we can practice one more time. This one is just two binomials that we're multiplying together. So we're going to take our box, and we're going to say 5 plus 2i, 6 minus 7i, and we're going to multiply. 6 times 5 is 30, 6 times 2i is 12i, 5 times negative 7i is negative 35i, and then negative 7i times 2i is negative 14i squared. Remembering that multiplying by I squared just changes that sign. So when we go to put them together, if we put our like terms together, we're going to have 30 and 14. And we're going to have negative 35i and 12i. Reals first, we're going to have 44. Because 30 plus 14 is 44. Negative 35i plus 12i is negative 23i. And again, imaginary numbers and real numbers do not combine. They are not like terms, so we will just leave it in that form. Okay, I will be making the next part of the video here shortly.